How did that get implemented? Did you do what we talked about, where you kind of just loosen up behind it and then walk up and dial it in?
I made sure I stood behind it and really tried to visualize that spot. It was kind of mentally draining to do that because I hadn't been thinking that hard behind the ball.
Right.
So that's definitely going to take some practice on mine to do that same thing every time. Like I find myself kind of mind wandering at times, so I'm just trying really hard to narrow in my focus.
And I think that happens when you're not playing in a competitive round, or you're kind of out there joking around with your friends. And there's a time and a place, you know. If you're out there just relaxing, like it's totally fine. But I think where it really comes into where you'll kind of teach yourself to do it is on the range. Yeah. Right. So you know, obviously warm up, hit some balls, but really, you know, instead of getting a large bucket, get a small bucket and take your time. Right. Pick a spot. Pick the 150 marker, go through your whole routine, and hit it. Just hit 30 balls, and then go chip for the rest of the day. Okay. Because then, when you're out on the course, it won't be as mentally draining. Okay. It'll just automatically happen.
That's helpful.
Yep. So just continue with that, and then I think that'll just kind of come naturally. And you don't have to go with that exact pre-shot routine. It'll totally adjust to whatever you want it to be. Okay. I just think that few seconds of really focusing, knowing what you're doing, picking your spot, and moving forward for that 10 or 15 seconds is all that matters, really. Okay. Cool. So let's hit a few drives. Let's kind of go through the pre-shot routine and kind of see what it looks like.
You want me to leave this club here?
No, we can pick that up. Okay. But definitely use that drill in the future. Okay. Let's just recap kind of what we were talking about last time and see how it's gone. Have you had a chance to practice this much?
I have, but not as much as I would have liked.
Okay.
I definitely kind of focused more on this one.
That's okay. Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been too long, so that's good. So just to recap, what do you remember from our lesson last time? Just kind of go over a few things you remember and what we've been working on.
Yeah, I remembered kind of obviously focusing on keeping the weight forward, and that what I was working on there, kind of making sure that I was coming out a little like steeper and kind of making sure the divot was happening kind of after the ball. Yeah. I was trying to think of that in this instance.
So why are we doing that? Why are we having our weight forward, and why are we trying to hit down on it a little more?
It's much easier to come at it steeper if my weight's forward than if it's back.
Right. Okay.
I'll kind of bottom out if it's back and hit it more thin.
Okay. Why do we want to hit the sweet spot? I mean,
distance control.
Yeah, distance control, consistency, and really that spin. If you hit it on the bottom two grooves, you might get a little spin, but a lot of times it's that one spin and then it'll shoot forward. So it's not the worst thing when you're hitting like a 7-iron or something like that. But with the wedge, if we're trying to control it, I think it's really important. So let's just go through really simple chip. Let's go to this screen or this pin there. Okay. Little bump and run. So, any rounds?
I've been practiced more.
Any competitive rounds?
Not recently.
No.
But I have a couple coming up.
Okay, good. Well, today we're going to kind of dive into what we're thinking about before we hit, kind of what we're thinking about from when we hit to when we hit again, and then go over the pre-shot routine to make sure that we're being decisive and focused, because as you see with a lot of the tour players and some of the best players in the world, they might be joking around on the walk up or anything, but once that time hits and it's time to hit the shot, and they're working with their caddy or they're figuring out their number, they're going. There's no distraction. So, if we can get that into our everyday game, it makes it more enjoyable because you can kind of relax when you're not at that tee box or at that shot. So again, let's kind of review yours, how it is now, and kind of look at what we can do to maybe improve it or really make it more efficient. Most people at your skill level, they do all the right things already. Like, you're not doing something. It's about really kind of making it as efficient as you can to keep out all the maybe negative thoughts that can pop in. Okay. So let's, we got a 6-iron here. So really I just want to set up a ball here, and I'd like you to kind of just hit one shot. And I really want you to pick a target and kind of go through your normal pre-shot routine, just like we're on a par 3. So just aim right down the middle and start with it.